Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on when you decide to watch this video. My name's Tony K, you're my audience, and this is yet another weigh-in, body check, and then a bit of a rant, chat, whatever you want to call it. I want to make this video really quick because I've got shit to do today. So let's go do that. Weigh, body check, weigh, which way I decide to cut this all together. And then we'll come back, well, I'll come back, you'll come back, because you really haven't got a choice because you're watching this, and then we'll talk some more. I'll see you soon. Bye. And we're back. So what you'll notice there is weight drop, and I want to carry on from last week and telling you guys about the exercise stuff. Now the whole walking thing was getting out of hand, including the working out that I was doing. I've managed to curb that quite a bit, and I've been really happy about that. Some days it starts to creep in, but most days since the video have been really good. You know, I take Bella down to the park and we'll play a ball, or she'll just roll around on the ground and I'll just tickle her. But trying to keep that walk to a very much just walking Bella and not dragging her around the field or walking like an idiot, or just mucking around having fun. And also cutting the distance in which I'm walking as well, which has been good. And you know, the thoughts creep in about, you know, the weight gain and stuff that will happen as a result, or the body changes that will happen as a result, because obviously doing the amount of exercise or cardio that I was doing was having a result on my body in terms of, you know, tightness, tautness, whatever, just the way I felt in myself. So shifting back, there's that, so I'm kind of doing that whole thing again, that whole body acceptance. But I have found the exercise, the muscle building stuff that I've been trying to do, to become a little more obsessive than I want it to be, a little bit more preoccupying than I want it to be. And it only is up until I do it. Like, it's just that, it's the looming thought of having to do something. And this is me being completely fucking honest, this is me completely transparent, because there's no point in me telling you lies, because that would defeat the purpose of me making these videos in the first place. It has gotten a little bit more obsessive than I want it to be, and I think it's because I'm not seeing the results that I'm expecting, and so I become a little bit more not obsessive, but kind of committed to doing it, and so I get that whole looming sense of I have to do it, and there has been a couple of days where I haven't been able to settle until I've been able to do it, and that really cast me back to old days, to where I had to exercise, had to. This is real compulsion, and I'm feeling that it's getting to that stage where there is this compulsion to do it, even if it is only 10-20 minutes of you know, push-ups and sit-ups and squats. It's nothing extensive, but it's more the motivation, more the mentality around it that is concerning for me. And I know that it is me trying to juggle it all, and it's me trying to do it in a way that is healthy, and that will be healthy for me, but at the same time a way that's not going to become obsessive and own my life the way it used to. I'm still really trying to traverse that rocky terrain, and it's difficult. It really is the biggest hurdle for me. The food stuff, not that big a deal. The body stuff, yeah, that's hard. But it really is the exercise stuff, because with the exercise stuff comes the obsessive thinking, and it becomes the fixing mentality, and it also becomes a bit more of a body preoccupation that that I'm trying to see results, or trying to get something out of what I'm doing. And you know, it's I guess it's navigating that minefield for me, because this is always is my downfall. It's exercise. It's always my downfall, because when the exercise comes in, then I'm more conscious of what I'm eating. It has to be this, or it has to be that, or it can't be this and it can't be that, because then I get these this is the result, or this is what I feel happens the next day. And I've had that in the last week, that kind of mentality, that kind of thought process. And I hate it, because before I was really quite carefree in terms of what I was eating. It was hard and scary and stuff, but I was a lot more free with what I was eating. And since the body stuff, like the working out stuff has come along, comes with it this sort of mentality around a healthier lifestyle, or a healthier eating, or an eating that will help me get the results that I'm looking for. And that becomes a preoccupation, which is completely opposite to what I wanted. And so it's part of my mind space is like, why do I do it? What's the point of doing it if you're not trying to get a result? It kind of becomes pointless. Yeah, I don't know. I just, that thought then, I kind of got stuck. And what's the motivation? Like, is it just to kind of feel a bit more confident in myself, or is it to build some sort of, muscular body, or is it, what am I doing? And I don't know, I guess it comes down to, I look at myself in the mirror, and yeah, you can see a bit of a change, a bit of a difference, but I think to myself, is it really worth it? Like, is there really a point to it? Like, it's, unless I'm going to go to the gym and really start training hard to get that kind of physique, then, just doing this kind of exercise and still eating the way I was eating is fine. It's just me building up a little muscle, or just feeling a little bit more confident in my body, and that's okay. It seems like somewhere I forgot why I was doing, and I forgot why I was doing it. And as you can see, this is me processing stuff as I talk, so it might not make a lot of sense, but it's just, it's funny that it's so obvious when you sort of speak it out loud, that you realize that I'm not going to get that body unless I do train hard and commit to some sort of eating lifestyle. Like, it really is a lifestyle. It's not just something you do willy-nilly and then expect to get these tremendous results. And some people can just incorporate it into their lifestyle, and it's not that big a deal. I'm not one of those people. I'm very much an all-or-nothing person, and so it does become obsessive, because it is really my nature. An obsessive lifestyle, obsessive nature really is. Sorry, I'm talking really fast. I really have an obsessive nature, and always have since I was a little kid. So it's really hard that when you start to feel the effects, or you start to see some change, that you want more of it. And so I become obsessive about it, because I want more of it, and so I keep doing it, and I keep doing more of it. And somewhere along the line, I lose sight of why I'm doing it, or what my original goal was. And that's started to creep in. It started to affect my weight, as you can see, and it started to affect my mentality and a little bit of my mood, and that restlessness until I do it. So it's become a little bit more of a, not obsession, but a little bit more of a preoccupation than I would like it to be. So still trying to traverse that, trying to find that happy medium, and it's, part of me, it's like, do I just stop it altogether? And that's scary as hell, because I've gotten to a place where I'm quite happy with my body, and I'm still eating really well, and I'm still going out and eating and all that kind of stuff. I'm still challenging myself, all this kind of stuff, but it's not as free as it once was. But at the same time, I started to get really down on myself in terms of body stuff, and started to get up into numbers that I wasn't cool with, I guess, and it's just really trying to find that happy medium for me, and incorporate into my lifestyle that it's not pervasive, it's just something that I do. And people, I'm sure that you guys will say, why don't you do this, or why don't you do that, and why don't you go and do a class, etc., etc., etc. It's because I prefer to train on my own, or do certain exercises, because I'm trying to target certain areas. And going to classes, you're doing all these things that really I don't really want to do, or that aren't really of consequence to me. And whilst it's all social and all that kind of thing, it's money and it's time, and it's just as easy to do it here at home. Yeah, I don't know. Part of me is like, it's like maybe the personal trainer route is a good idea, because then I've got someone keeping me honest, and I've got someone teaching me what I should be doing, and how to do it, and what's the best way to do it. Right now, I'm doing this exercising stuff every single day, and my thoughts start to cast forward in terms of when I'm going to be able to do it, when I'll be able to fit it in that day, and then worrying about not being able to fit it in that day, and worrying that I'll get fat if I don't do it. Really irrational kind of thinking, that's old stuff, really old kind of mentality, you know, and that really worries me. That stuff creeps in so quickly, and like 2 weeks ago when I talked about this, like how quickly and how seductively that stuff creeps in, and I think there needs to be a point where I start to just be very strict with myself and go, I do this and then I stop and that's all I do. And if you don't do it right, or you don't feel a burn, or you don't whatever, suck it up, sunshine, too bad, you got tomorrow. And, you know, I think it might be a good idea to actually really challenge myself to go a day without doing it at all, to break that cycle of having to do it every single day, and just show myself that, oh, see, the worst doesn't fucking happen, just like I do with food, just like I do with, you know, not walking or anything like that. You know, so in fact, after the video I did last week, I actually didn't walk the next day, didn't walk at all. The next day I took Bella down the park and played ball with her, didn't really do any walking, just kicked the ball around, and she ran around like an idiot. Next day we went for a little bit of a walk. Today we went for a walk and I cut the distance in half. You know, so it's gotten better in that aspect. But I think because I'm seeing the results in terms of body, and I've always wanted to get some sort of muscle build and some sort of definition. I've always wanted to get that when I start to see a little bit of it happening, my mind goes, oh, more of that. You know, you start to seek success and you start to build on that success, and success, you know, motivates conviction and dedication to something. It's positive reinforcement. Anyway, I'm rambling now. I'm sorry, I apologise for that. That's me thinking as I'm talking, and me being completely honest and transparent with exactly what's happening for me right now. You know, it's hard to talk about this stuff with my mum, and if you're watching this, there's a reason I don't talk about this stuff is because you worry about this stuff, and I can't be open and honest, or I can't just talk about it and express my fears, because then you get on my back about stuff, and then I'm always having this, you know, this accusatory looks and stuff, and I know that people do it because they're worried and they're concerned, but guys, you got to know that that's not helpful. If anything, it just makes me feel like you don't trust me, and this is me really trying to do this for me, for my life, and create a lifestyle that I'm happy with and that works for me. And you know, there's no right way to do this. There's just the right way that works for me, and I'm trying to teach myself that right way. I haven't been able to do it for 10 years, and I'm trying to do this all on my own in terms of, you know, getting better and stuff, and I've done tremendously, and you guys have all seen that, and you guys have all been there, and you guys have all helped. But this is the next hurdle, and this is a tough one for me, and it's always been a tough one for me. This is my Achilles heel, and I'm still navigating. So bear with me. Keep faith, because, you know, your faith in me motivates me to stay true and to really stay honest and to keep going forward and trying to catch myself when I start to trip. But yeah. That's my confession. I'll say some Hail Marys and the Rosary and stuff later. But until then, I'll catch you guys next week. Have a good weekend. I love you. Bye.